Hey peeps, it's Miss. Yeah. So as you know already, this week we were looking at texture. So you've already had a look at the slideshow that explains texture, and you've probably already found your 5 inspiration images for texture. So all of you had homework that you needed to take between 10 to 15 photos of texture that you saw around you. It might have been on your walk home. It might have been sneakily at lunch. It might have been after school. Whenever you did it, wonderful. I'm so glad you did. So I know what you're thinking. Miss, what are we doing today? Classic Miss Winter vibes. We are going to be number 1, making a contact sheet together. Number 2, scratching my nose. Number 3, editing your chosen image. And then number 4, you're going to be writing your artist statement. So let's do the very first thing, which is make a contact sheet. So I'm going to quickly paraphrase what's written here. So remember, to make a contact sheet, you go File, Automate, Contact Sheet. Shall we do that together? Yep, let's do it. Okay, so I have my Photoshop open here, and I'm going to go File, Automate, Contact Sheet, and I'm going to hit that. And you're going to come up with this window, and then remember, you just hit choose, and you are going to select wherever your texture folder is. So mine's here. So I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to hit OK. And so Photoshop's going to do its magical thing, and it's going to make my contact sheet for me. And as you will know, what do you do once it's made? Yes, you save it as a JPEG. Amazing. Thank you very much for chiming in there. Appreciate the support. So you're going to save this as a JPEG once all of these images load. So let's do that together. So we're going to go File, Save As, and you save it as a JPEG, or it's File, Export As, and you can export it as a JPEG like we've done in all the other videos. So once that's done, I am just going to make sure that is saved into my special texture folder. Let's have a quick little look here. Boom, there's my contact sheet of all of my texture photos. Now I went out into Old Loyola. Oh no, I wasn't in Old Loyola. I was in the Two Wolves Hub actually. And I walked from Two Wolves Hub down to the Eye Center, and I found all of these different textures. So with this one, I'm pretty sure this was just a whole bunch of like tan bark near the basketball court. And then here I've got like it's split 50-50. So we've got the concrete behind Two Wolves Hub and some texture of the grass there. And then I've got some more grass and gritty things in there. Here I've got the wall of the Two Wolves Hub. You'll notice the B from Hub. And then I saw some really interesting textures on some of the different plants around there as well. And then a cool little grate where water goes when it rains. Oh, it's pretty sunny where I am right now. And there's a wall. So what I was thinking that we would do today, in the past, we've done some small adjustments with the adjustments panel. We also have done some things where we turn things into pixels and that kind of stuff. So what I thought I would show you today is something a little bit more of a step forward, and we're actually going to be combining a few images. So for today, I thought I would be combining this image with this image. So to open them both, we're going to right click on them and just do the classic open in Photoshop, and it's going to pop up here for us. Love it. I'm just going to close my contact sheet. I've already saved it. Okay. Oh, whoa, Miss Winter, calm down. Before we even do that, we need to insert our contact sheet into our visual diary. So we've got this here. We're up to the texture spot, and you've got your 5 inspiration images that you did in class. Love this. So now what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the contact sheet, and you're going to insert it here. So you're going to go Insert Picture from File. We're going to click on texture and just put our contact sheet in here. And then remember, we're going to save it so that none of our work gets lost. And now we're up to the editing process. So let's go back and have a look at this. So we're going to edit the chosen image, right click on it, open in Photoshop, and we're going to do some stuff together. Okay, so let's go back to Photoshop. So I've got these 2 images here. So what I would really like to do, there's texture all over the place here. So what I'd really like to do is actually lay them on top of each other and almost cut some little holes out of it. Does everyone in our class know the children's book, The Hungry Caterpillar? Yeah? Oh, it's a classic hit. If you haven't already seen it, you're missing out. So we're going to be doing something a little bit inspired by that today to reveal lots of different textures. So we've got our 2 images open. I'm going to move myself up here, I think. That's a pretty good spot. So we've got our 2 images open, and what I want to do is select one of them that I'm going to copy into the other one. So I think this one will be the top image, and I'm going to go Control A, which will mean that I've selected all of this, and Control C, which is copy. If you're on a Mac, it's Command A and Command C. And then you're going to come in here and you're going to go Control V to paste it in, or Command V if you're on a Mac. So now we've got our 2 images. If I turn that off on the little layers menu over there, we've got our 2 images on top of each other. like two little peas in a pod. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to use layer masks to reveal things underneath it. And so what we do is we want to click on this. And then if you have a look down at the very bottom, whoa, it's so bright. If you look at the very bottom, it says add a layer mask. And that's a little rectangle that has a circle in the middle of it. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. How do I close the blinds? Okay, hold on a minute. I got to close the blinds, people. Don't go anywhere. Are you ready? You'll notice the change. Oh yeah, that's it. Perfect. I'm back. Okay, so we are going to put a layer mask on. So I'm going to show you again. I'm going to go back, Control Z. So down at the bottom of the layers menu, you can click on this rectangle with a circle in it and you can add a layer mask to something. So I'm going to click on that. And then on the layers over here, you're going to notice that it comes up with a little white rectangle. Anything we do on the white rectangle will show itself on the image, but it's something that we can delete and get rid of. So I'm going to show you an example of this. So we've got to click on that and we're going to get the pencil tool. And then I'm going to make sure that this is selected as black. And so I need to be clicking on the layer mask, otherwise this won't work. But you'll be able to see my little like circle here, and I can make it smaller and larger. I'll show you over here. You can make it smaller and larger with the square brackets. So if you look at this, I'm pressing the left small bracket to make it smaller, or I'm pressing the right small bracket to make it bigger. Alternatively, you can come up to here and you can change the size by sliding up and down this little thing over here too. Whoops, I just revealed something too quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my circle probably, let's go this. Well, that's too small, this big to start. Okay, so now I need to make sure I've clicked on my layer mask, and I can click anywhere in black and it's going to reveal, it almost like cuts it out. So it's going to reveal the thing that is underneath. So can you see that? So I can click anywhere with that and it reveals the second texture underneath. Now I'll show you what you can do. If you want to fill it back in on this little toolbar down here, you click on the arrow so that the top color is white and you just paint over it. So anything that is in black on a layer mask reveals what's underneath, and anything that's in white puts it back. And I'll just show you. So like if you have forgotten and you're actually clicking on your main image, it'll just come up with white. Or if you've got it with a color there, it'll come up with the color, right? So you need to be clicking on this layer mask so that when you do this, it works. So what I'm going to do today is I thought I would just do a series of different dots, because we were already looking at these textures and some of these shapes have circular things, others have rectangles. So I thought if we go for this hungry caterpillar look, it could be really, really interesting. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I've clicked on my layer mask and I've got the pencil tool and my top color here is black. I am just going to click once like this to reveal the texture underneath. So you can see that that is that texture there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to hover around here and click once to show that texture there. And now I'm going to make my circle a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to start clicking in random places to reveal some different things underneath like that. And now I'm going to make it even smaller, and I'm just going to keep adding in some little details like this to just reveal what is underneath. And I think this is quite an interesting way of demonstrating the multiple textures that you can see in both images. So this is one way that we can do this. I also thought we would just do some additional adjustments on top. So as you know, we can bump up the contrast, and if it's on top of, oh, look at that, ooh, amazing. And we can, no, yeah, all right, cool. So we're just going to slide that around and see how that looks. We can turn that on and off. Oh, look at those textures. So this is one way that you can demonstrate texture, okay? And so I'm going to save this. I think this works really well, but just remember, so like if you hated what you had done, you could actually click on your layer mask and right click and go delete layer. And that's going to just get rid of the mask. Hold on, now I want to put it back. Edit, undo, delete layers. And so this is just a way of demonstrating texture or demonstrating multiple textures in one image. If this is a little bit too complicated, you can always edit it in the way that we've shown in other videos, but I'm going to save this now and put it, oh, I did it again. I didn't do screenshots. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go screenshot, screenshot. I forgot my face is in these too. And then we need to insert those screenshots into our editing process. I got too excited, people. This happened again. So I'm going to insert my screenshots, which is this one. And to show my process, otherwise, you know, I want to get credit for what I'm doing here. Why can't I put that in there? I'm going to try and put them in both at the same time. All right, picture from file. Can it be done? Yes. Okay. And look, even me, Miss Winter's in these photos. So I got my 2 screenshots of my process. And then remember, I'm going to save it and I'm going to write an artist statement in a second too. So I'm really happy with this. I think it looks really great. It shows off texture really well. So I'm going to export it as a JPEG. If this doesn't work like last time, I might have to export it as a PNG. Oh, it worked. Wonderful. Okay, so let's now put this image in here. Insert picture from file, not from there. Let's go into our OneDrive. Okay, so we're going to put it in there. And now, people, the most exciting part, we get to write our artist statement. Okay, so we've got our texture image there, and we're going to do our artist statement and our artist name. So I'm going to call myself Alexis Winter. Alternatively, as I've mentioned in the past, if you want to have a cool artist name, let's pick something in the room to be inspired by. Okay, so behind me, there is a desk that has a gray surface and a wood grain side. So it's going to be called Gray Top. Gray Top, that's the name of the artist. So maybe, again, you want to be really anonymous. You don't want anyone to know who you are. So your artist name is Gray Top, or your real name, whatever you want to run with. Now, the name of the artwork for this one, we are going to call it the Hungry. What's our Loyola reference to the Hungry Caterpillar? The Hungry Two Wolves Hub. The Hungry Two Wolves Hub. And the year it was made was 2022. What it means to the artist. Okay, so we've got texture here. We're also seeing some holes and it's revealing textures. So, okay. Sorry, this was taken around the Two Wolves Hub. So what I'm going to say is, basically what I want to communicate through this texture is how when I'm at the Two Wolves Hub, I get to see lots of different facets and textures of other people, because usually I see you in the classroom. So I just see you doing digital art things or other design and art things. Whereas when you're actually at the Two Wolves Hub, I see you doing sporty things. I see you doing other things. So I get to see like all the different textures of a person. Does this make sense? Let's run with it, people. Okay, so when I find myself on yard duty at the Two Wolves Hub, I see the many different textures and facets of each student that I am not usually exposed to. Usually, I see them in an artistic capacity. And in this space, I am able to see their many talents and strengths, much like the great reveal in the book, The Hungry Caterpillar. All right, there's my artist statement. Boom, done, tick. Does it make sense? This probably makes the least amount of sense out of my artist statements, but sometimes you just got to run with it. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is what we're doing today. Miss Winter is in class with you right now, so she'll be able to help you if you have any questions. But other than that, I cannot wait to see what you edit. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.